most of the people that's watching this video is probably in a situation where they're either they're thinking of building a business, maybe they're in the early stages of doing so, or maybe they are just clicked on this video for the first time. What would you have recommended your younger self in this current situation that you would have done maybe differently, if obviously with the knowledge that you do have right now when it comes to pursuing your goals, pursuing your dreams, building a business? What would you recommend that guy?
So I think we're going to just immediately exclude everyone who doesn't do the action. If you don't do the action, it doesn't matter what you have, you're not going to get there, right? For the people who are willing to put the work in, genuinely willing to put the work in, not for like a couple of days, those guys, the thing you're missing is you need to know what actions to put in. There's so many guys I know who will just do random stuff because they think it might maybe work, but they're literally hitting a brick wall non-stop. I literally know guys doing 200 cold calls a day for like 6 months straight. They made zero success.
Jeez.
Zero.
Fuck, and now it's tough, bro.
And now I saw them in Cape Town making like 50 grand a month, bro, 100 grand a month. But yeah, so the difference between myself and those guys who went from doing 200 cold calls a day, which is insane, to making a ton of money, which they don't even do cold calls anymore, is they knew the right actions to take. So if I had to go back, I would immediately either find someone that is already doing it, reach out to them, just say like, look, this is my situation. Because people want to help like the younger version of themselves, they love it. True. People want to give the energy, like the knowledge away. And you need the knowledge. You need to know exactly what to do and why you need to do it, how to think through all these business problems in order to create the success. And if you didn't even know that, so don't teach it to you in school, then it's going to be extremely hard. And why figure it out on your own? Imagine all the math stuff you do in school, for example. If you had to figure that out on your own, you would never finish. You would never get there. You need to just get it like silver platter. You find the silver platter with the exact information of someone who's done it before, the exact steps. That is the way to literally do it as fast as possible, learn the most, be the most effective by far.
That's the thing about mentorship. It's like people think that they're just spending money, but here's the thing. You are actually saving and making a crap ton of more money when you invest in mentorship. Because, like, let's say you do it on your own. Like, you can 100% do it on your own, probably with all the information. But it's only going to take you like 3 years to see, or like 2 years to see something come, on a fruition. But when you invest into a mentor, it's like it can happen in 4 months. And during that time, now in 4 months you're making money. So for the extra, 1.5 years, you're making more money than you would have done by yourself making nothing. So you're actually making more money by investing in mentorship because you're shortcutting the process.
Yeah. And a lot of people are scared to make that investment. It's that scarcity mindset you kind of have to get yourself out of. But it's another part of it completely is the information part and is the mindset. Building a mindset like on your own is borderline impossible. Like it's extremely hard. You have to download other people's mindsets of more successful people.
Yeah.
That's why all these courses and mentorships are just insane.
I agree. I mean, I think also like a big thing is, especially like in the beginning phases of just building anything in general and like pursuing your goals, you tend to come to a situation where you have to let go of the current version of yourself and everything that is, related to him, like your friends, your current environment, your habits, just everything that your interests, whatever. You sort of have to somehow let that stuff go, or what I like to call is just to kill that person. You need to kill that guy off. And then there's like a transition phase between that person and your ideal self, or the person you're moving towards. And in that time, I think Alex calls it like the no man's zone, or what? Like the
lonely chapter.
Lonely chapter. And that is so true. I think that's also part of why community and course is so invaluable. I mean, once again, we are all on a trip right now. Like that's why we invested in this, is because when you surround yourself with people that are sort of on the same journey as you realize a couple of things. But the one thing that you do realize is that no one else really knows what they're doing. They just doing what they think is best with the current information that they do have. And it's very easy for you, like this, for example, someone is making 50K a month, you're making 10K a month. All you need to do is just implement what he is already implementing and give it time. And then with time, you will probably end up with 50K. And he's still just as clueless as you are, essentially. Speaking with all these guys, bro, like it's you tend to think like, everyone is smart, everyone knows what they're doing and whatever. But it's literally just time in the game, consistently doing the stuff that they're just supposed to do, and they just stop doing the things they're not supposed to do. And then with time, you'll be better off. But you'll never feel like you know what the fuck you're doing, Like there's always a little bit of uncertainty involved. And so I think it's so important, bro. Like everybody speaks about it, and I fully 100% agree with this. I mean, that's why we got the School of Athens at the moment, is we are building a tribe, a community. because when you curate your inputs, you can to an extent guide the actions in life to a certain output. Keegan and I spoke about this a bit earlier. You know, you can't really, you can't control your outputs. You can only control your inputs. And so by religiously and making sure like everything you're doing is controlled and sort of aligned to where you want to go, the odds to receive what you are looking for is going to be obviously much higher. And so, yeah, community is everything, bro. I fully agree with that.
So if you enjoy this conversation and you relate with the health and wealth aspect, and you know both of these are very important when it comes to scaling a business or just as an entrepreneur in general, you know, top link in the description if you want a more personalized approach, you know, to scaling a business or in the health aspect as well. And also in the description is access to our free community where we've got 20 hours of content that you can just consume. So yeah.
100%. If you enjoy this conversation, share it to a friend. Maybe think about subscribing. Put the notifications on. It helps the channel a lot. And yeah, by doing so, we can get some more interesting guests like this. So yeah, let's get back to the video.
What are some of the inputs that you like did to get to like 40K in a month? What are some of those inputs?
So, but before you even get to the inputs, you kind of even need to know where to even allocate the inputs, right? And this comes back to one thought process, or like, let's say, problem-solving process that I really like, till this day, I put a lot of focus on. You need to find where the bottleneck is. Now, for example, let's say you're doing cold calls, right? You call people up, and then you get no book calls. That's all you know. You have to do 100 calls a day, you get no book calls. You have no idea where it's going, where the issues is. Is it pickup rate? Is it picking the right people? Is it your offer, etc. Right? So what I figured out was my cold email system, right? That's what I used to get clients initially. Is my messaging, I didn't know if that was the issue. I didn't know if it was the leads. I didn't know what it was, right? And what I ended up doing is I joined EasyGo, which is a different community, right? The cold email coach in there helped me analyze and like think through the problem so I could find where the issue was. And what he ended up basically helped me figure out, which is that the deliverability was the issue. And when I tell you, I don't know about all the other, let's say, variables like the copy, like the leads, all the stuff. But when the deliverability got fixed, that was one bottleneck, which fixed everything. So, and I got like 20 book calls in a day, next day 16 book calls. That week I closed like a 10K day. Like,
that just feels amazing, bro. It's like after that.
It's like you get 20 book calls, 10K a day. It's like,
what? I'm rich.
This
is everything.
People think it's linear. Like people think that they send an email and then the next week they sign a client. Send an email, but it's like you send emails and do all those inputs for like 3 months, get nothing, and then in a week you sign like 5 clients. You're like, oh, what the fuck happened? And then people are like, what? How did you do that? But like, they don't see the 3 months of like work you put in because you got no results.
Yeah, it's the overnight success thing.
Exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, really this bottleneck kind of idea, and honestly the way of thinking through different business problems in general is one of the biggest downfalls. Like again, when I said the cold calling thing, it's exact same kind of problem. But yeah, it's 20 book calls in a day. Then again, the next problem could be like your sales, right? Then it's not just I close badly, it's what part of the sales process do you think you're kind of falling down? Is your discovery, is your actual objection handling, is your pitch not good enough, does it not resonate, etc. Those are the kinds of things you need to figure out. And yeah, so if you just, the only thing you kind of take away from the whole solving problems is finding out where in the process the bottleneck is through understanding each, let's say KPI, the key performance indicators, the conversion rates throughout this, like the funnel, let's say. That is like massive. It's absolutely insane. That's literally the one thought process that got me those initial clients, the initial 40K a month. One of like even today, I know my main bottleneck. I'm actively solving it every day. And if I didn't think through this, I would just be like, fuck, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
What is like a main thing you're focusing on right now to get to the next level? You know, we are all obviously sitting here just wanting to improve, to be better. What is something you are actively trying to do every single day, focusing on right now to obviously grow the business, to just transcend wherever you are right now?
Yeah, so I know many guys making 30, 50, 100K a month, and the one thing they're doing different from me is they have a team in place. They don't even work that much, really they don't. They have an operations manager, they have some appointment setters, they have like a few key people, a closer, and they literally just like wake up in the morning, a new 5K hit their bank account. Their clients are being like, they're happy. They're being constantly communicated to through an SOP they created. That's not the one major difference. Now, I'm just gonna learn that skill. The skill learning basically comes over time. Like I need to just do it, see where the issue comes up. Again, like find the bottleneck. Is my SOPs? Is my communication with the team? Is it, again, that's the same kind of thing. So building a team is absolutely insane. It's so important. It's a skill that you need to have regardless. And it basically comes down to the whole, you need to know how to communicate with people, get your point across. a lot of these traders, like the crypto traders, or one of the reasons I don't like this guy is, first of all, I'm gonna get into the fact that it's so unreliable to make money. I know countless people doing SMA making boatloads of money, and I know no one trading making money, but they don't learn the skill of communication. Like that's literally
They don't learn a couple of skills, right?
they definitely don't learn a couple of
You know what's
skills.
funny is like when I started, I did like forex trading as well for like 4 months.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I was in like a, or what do you call it, like a fork situation. I was like, do I become a forex trader or do I go to the SMA journey? And I was like, which one is the absolute hardest? And which one am I going to learn the most skills? I'm like SMA.
Path of most friction, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I know if it's short term, like terrible, it's probably going to be long term. The payoff's going to be better. You learn so much more skills. Like with forex trading, some forex traders are like screaming at the screen right now. But like
Punching
you
the
only
screen.
learn like emotional management and like risk management and checking the charts. Like, you know, with like SMA, hiring, like appointment booking, email, deliverability. Like you learn so many niche skills that you can then translate to your next business.